Come on, Barolo is the place where we all go to understand what is wine about. I will repeat it until the end of my days that Barolo is a wine region divided by vineyards. It's not divided by winemakers, it's by vineyards. It's not even divided by macro areas, it's micro areas. It's the little spot on the specific hill that makes the wine unique. And Diego Morra, his name might suggest that this wine is coming from La Morra, but it's not. It's coming from Verduno. Verduno is a wine region on the northern side of the Barolo area. Usually gives you wines that are slightly lighter and softer than the wine from Serralunga and the one from Castiglione Falletto. I would say that in Verduno you might find a wine that is something in between Castiglione and La Morra. La Morra is slightly more ripe and rich in the fruit, softer. Serralunga a bit more tight. Here is something in between. And this is the quintessential concept of Nebbiolo. 2017 is a warm vintage. Warm vintage usually gives you wine that are more ready to drink. Maybe this is not a Barolo that can be aged for like 20 years, for sure for 10 years of course, but I'm pretty sure most of you will not have the capacity of waiting, and they will open the bottle before. So that's why I give you wines that are more ready to drink. Unless you want to try some old wine experience, in this case you have to subscribe for the Collector Wine Club, where we give wines that are already aged for 10, 15, 20 years. And of course, a higher prices and a level of wine. This is a producer that started only 3 years ago, so I like to discover new winemakers. And at the beginning, he was buying some of. He's a good buyer also. He has some own vineyards, but he also buys grapes. He doesn't make a lot of wines, but he selects wines, grapes wisely. And I think he made a wine that is perfectly centered, because immediately describe what Verduno is, the type of Barolo of that area. Maybe not as complex as the Barolo from Serralunga, but for sure easier to drink. It's interesting sometimes how a super complex type of wine is not necessarily the wine that people like more. And, this is a bit less challenging. But again, this is a typical wine for the Barolo pairing, so truffle, Parmigiano Reggiano, and beef made with Barolo, which is stew Barolo, which is a typical agnolotti could be a great pairing too. If you can find white truffle, I don't know, wherever you live. It's hard to find even in Italy nowadays. So let's follow this Diego, because I think he's going to do a great job in the future.